In this world, humans cling to pockets of land they dare to call their own. They build walls, raise banners, invent rules and traditions as though such things could outlast them. They cling to hierarchy, believing it can shield them from the chaos beyond their borders. Each tribe is different, wrapped in its own fragile pride. Yet two villages stand apart, opposed in every way, yet bound like mirror and reflection. It was no accident that my path crossed theirs. I walked beside both of their leaders once. They argued like rival storms, sharp and relentless. But in battle, they moved as one, noise and fury, discipline and chaos woven into a single blade. From one of these villages rose a boy forced into kingship before he had a chance to become a man. His father's death placed the crown upon him, though not by choice and certainly not by his people's approval. His people valued honor above all, and honor, unlike a crown, cannot be inherited, only earned. But the boy had lived sheltered, untouched by hardship. His knowledge of kingship came from stories told by firelight, not scars etched into his skin. His people whispered of weakness. His sisters eyed the throne tradition had stolen from them, and the boy, wrapped in pride yet hollow with doubt, could not silence the truth in their whispers. His was the kind of beginning that shapes a king or shatters one. On a dim, cloudy dawn, gray sky threatening rain over gray land, an old man lies dying beneath a flickering lamp. His skin is dark, aged, leathery. Strands of gray hair coil down from his head as though trying to return to the earth. He rests in the lap of a woman who kisses his forehead, squeezes his hand, and lays his arms upon his chest. The moment she withdraws her lap and replaces it with a pillow, the crowd's wailing rises. 12 women shrouded in dark red weave through the mourners. They kneel and begin wrapping the king in linens. The queen rises, back straight, chin lifted despite the tears threatening at the corners of her eyes. "My husband has passed," she says. The crowd falls silent. We must stand united in this grief. Our enemies hunger to see us weak, but we will not break. Our king may no longer stand among us, but his power will live on. His memory is carved in our hearts, and his spirit walks with his children. 7 figures step behind her, 6 daughters and 1 son, fists crossed over their chests. One of these 7 will inherit the throne. One will become the catalyst of war. The queen raises her fist to the air before bringing it down to her chest to bang over her heart rhythmically. Her children follow her lead. The crowd begins to join them, initiating the departure ritual. The 12 shrouded women lift the king's body and carry him into the deep blue lake. As they reach the center, they slowly submerge the king into the darkness of the waters. His body dissolves into golden particles that rise toward the clouds. The people beat their hearts and hum as their fallen king becomes light. The boy prince lowers his head, hiding tears. Then one of the 12 raises their fist to the crowd, signaling for the chant to end. Another unveils herself, a muscular older woman with a long scar and hair the color of ash. "Our brother has been delivered," she decrees. "Now the new king must step forward, a blood of his blood, spear of his side." She points to the boy. "Come to me." The boy wades into the freezing water. Voices from the shore cut into him deeper than the icy lake could. He is a boy, not a king. He knows nothing of the world. Any sister, especially Shevka, would be better. Rage stirs in him, and fear. Because their words are true, he is soft, untested, hesitant. This rite is tradition, nothing more. He forces the cold into his bones, using it to quiet the fury inside. "I can be great. I will prove them wrong." At the lake's center, he reaches toward the place where his father vanished, hoping for a spark, something to anchor him, a special strength his father may have left behind. But there is nothing. Almost like even in death, his father knows he wasn't worth the effort. The boy shakes his head to shake off the thought. The scarred woman nods to him. You are the next to lead us. Turn and face your people. Show them who you are. Show them who will lead them through battle and into the future. The boy steels himself. He crosses his arms over his chest. A dagger, black as midnight, is brought to her hands. With this blade, I mark you king. Give to the ancestors, and they will give back, she declares, carving into his back. Blood for strength, another cut. Blood for power, a third. Blood for honor. The boy remains focused on the crowd, mustering everything in his power to avoid wincing in pain. Showing weakness now would dishonor his father and prove the whispers across the shore right. He squeezes his fist tighter to avoid his body from faltering. As he looks to the shore, his eyes meet his sister's. Shevka, his eldest sister, stares directly back at him, and for a moment, a cold chill runs up his back. A steep and temporary break from the pain of the blade striking his back. His sister, the leader of the guard, his father's well-trained killing machine and true namesake, was staring back at him with a gaze not of love and support, but a murderous face that her men told stories of. This face was the last that many of her enemies would see before she beheaded them and brought them back as trophies to their father. This same face is now being directed to him. The dagger drank his blood, black steel deepening. When it was placed in his hands, he drove it into the lake. Crimson spread through the water like a wound that would not close. The crowd roared, celebrating their new king. But beneath their cheer, I see truth. Their king is dead, and this boy, he is only the fracture that comes before the break. In the years that follow, the boy trains until his body breaks and reforms. His sisters show no mercy. One nearly kills him more than once. He grows stronger, his eyes sharpen, his posture hardens. But ability and leadership are not the same. With each failure, each misjudgment, each outburst of that uncontrollable temper, his people fracture. The unity his father built erodes. His mother, bless her soul, tries to ground him, to soften him, but he rejects her compassion, mistaking vulnerability for weakness. When the queen dies, the last tether on his humility snaps. He becomes a hollow king. He indulges, he flaunts, he stages fake battles, he hides during the real ones. He takes credit for victories and dodges blame for failures. Shevka is the first to leave. After their mother's death, she departed in silence with loyal guards. One by one, the other sisters follow, abandoning the brother they once trained. And so the king becomes a tyrant of indulgence, ruling only for himself. Until the night everything ends. On the night of his birthday, the king reclines on his throne, surrounded by women and by servants scrambling to fill his demands. The great doors slam open, wind tears through the hall, toppling furniture and people alike. A hooded rider enters, dismounts, and casts their blood upon the stone floor. A challenge, life or death, no interference. The king laughs. You must be a fool to challenge me. The king takes out his dagger, the same one from the day he became king, the symbol of his power, his blood, and his right to be king. He must fight with this dagger, defeat this challenge, and mark his victory with it, or die by this blade. The duel begins. The hooded figure moves faster than he can see. A fist connects with his jaw, launching him into his throne. Before he can breathe, another blow shatters the stone behind him, igniting flames. He scrambles away, humiliated. You pathetic, weak boy, the figure roars. Flames engulf them. The cloak burns away. Gasps ripple through the hall. It's Shevka, the firstborn, the king snarls. How dare you betray me like this? I am the king. I am... Shevka silences him with a hand over his mouth, slams him to the floor, and forces him to kneel. Guards seize his arms. You are never worthy, one guard spits. Our nation rotted because of you. Since your reign, our nation has fallen, become soft, to cater to your ego and inadequacy. Shevka takes the blade from her brother. She analyzes the blade and looks down at him in disgust. This blade is so clean. The king's power comes from blood. Blood you have given and blood you have taken. You take everything, but give nothing. You are a dumb child, marching us to ruin. As punishment, I must erase you from this line. Burning her hand against his back, she melts the king's seal from his flesh. He screams in pain, trying to squirm away, but the guards hold him tighter, and Shevka presses down harder. Shevka then kicks him in the back, letting him roll to the ground. The boy forces himself up slowly, backing away, but the crowd stops him. Someone pushes him back in. Shevka walks towards him with the blade. She grabs him by his hair and puts the blade to his neck. Please, Shevka, I'm your brother. I'm the king. She headbutts him, snapping his nose. You are nothing. As she begins to slit his throat, a small rock strikes her hand, stopping her from making a fatal cut. She drops the boy and grabs his neck to stop the bleeding. The crowd is turning. The boy seizes the moment and flees. He runs bleeding through the palace, through the village, knocking people aside as Shevka closes the distance. His vision flickers. He wants to scream, but he can't. His thoughts spiral. I thought I was strong. I thought I was worthy. Why is this happening? I don't want to die. He reaches the lake, the beginning of everything. Behind Shevka, the village burns in a crimson blaze. What have you done? He cries, voice bubbling with blood. Cleansing the land of your rot, she answers. I will build a nation of iron, purified by fire. But first, I sever you from our blood. Shevka begins to strike. Before she can reach him, the boy jumps into the lake, trying to swim for his life. The boy somehow makes it to the small island in the lake. He clings to the edge, looking back to realize his sister is still on the shore, staring at him with her iconic, murderous stare. The boy begins to pass out, letting go of the edge and falling into the lake. I can smell his blood. It fills my nostrils with the undeniable smell of fear, shame, and a sweet dash of anger. I can feel him drifting, bobbing between life and death, afraid to leave, afraid to die. It's kind of funny to watch, but also quite entertaining. It's not like I didn't see it coming. I'm sure deep down in his head, he knew it too. Some people are just not meant for power, let alone to lead. But underdogs make the most interesting stories. And the boy king, he will not disappoint. I promise.